Our today's topic is about now fluids. So it is very important for us to first of all to understand what is fluid and what is the difference between fluid and liquids. Fluid is a substance which can flow. So then what is the difference between fluid and liquid? Liquid also have the same property. It can flow. It can adopt the shape of the container in which it is placed. But fluids have little more boundaries as compared to the liquid. So even gases can be part of the uh, fluid category. But why we are studying fluid? What is the importance of the fluid in science, in engineering, in medical, in different fields? And we know almost uh, on our surroundings, almost every field of medical, either science, either industry, have to deal with fluids. They must know how the fluid flow through different vessels, pipes, etc. Just take an example of the medical physics. If we are here studying as a student of engineering, but do you think it is useful for the other industries, other fields? Means the medical student must also understand what happened when our blood vessels shrinks. So what happened with the flow of the blood, and what happened when our blood it's cholesterol rich blood. And what happened to its flow through the same vessel? So why this happened? Why this? Where there are so many uh, risks related to the shrinkage of the blood vessels. There is what happened when there some restriction come into the path of the blood when it have to flow through the our vessels. So similarly, petroleum are related field or engineering related field must also have the understand the knowledge of the fluids, how they put pressures, how they affected by the atmospheric pressure, how they affect the on the objects which are floating inside or over the different fluids. So it is very interesting field. So it includes the liquids and gases. We now liquid has no fixed shape, and but overall its volume remains same. When you put into some column shape objects like in which if you if you put the same liquid into different shape vessels, they will adopt the shape of the vessel. But gases has neither fixed shape, neither fixed volume. But the common thing is the both can flow. Gases has to be compressed, has to be liquefied, has to be changed or compressed so with a lot of pressure so that they can adopt the shape. But even then, this cannot be the same as the liquid. It's pure just water. Take an example of the water. Water can adopt the shape of different containers, different objects. But when it is in the form of the ice, what happened? It is the same water, but same molecule, hydrogen, oxygen. But due to different arrangements of the its molecules, its atoms, it becomes solid, and it crystalline solid base maybe. But now it is in the same solid form. And what happened when it is in the form of steam? So it's change due to the change in the arrangement of the its molecules or atoms. It adopts the different shapes of the matter, gas, liquid, solid. So when it is solid, it is not fluid. But when it is water in the gaseous form, it is considered as a fluid. So depend it's when we talk about the fluids. So rather than talking about their masses, we prefer to talk in terms of density, because what happens when water changes from liquid into solid, its its volume may remain same. Sorry, its mass remain same. Because 1 liter water, or suppose 1 liter water has mass of equal 1 kg, 1 kilogram. What will you do when we put it in into some same container? Definitely, ice has more volume as compared to the same amount of water. So it means there is we have to generalize some property in order to study the fluids. So rather than talking about the uh, in terms of mass, we will prefer to use the density term. Means suppose mercury density is 13.6 10 to the 33 kilogram per cubic meter. So what would be the mass of 1 liter? Its mass can be determined now, because liter is the unit of volume, not unit of mass. So multiplying density with the volume can determine its mass. Sometimes it may in some liquid it's maybe same magnitude, but it may be different. In case of water, when it is solidified, it occupies more volume as compared to its liquid form. So this is the density of water: 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter, 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Different in terms of different units. Its density is given. So as you see, aluminium, iron, lead, gold, different metals uh, have the different densities. Means same same mass of all these elements, same mass of all these things will occupy different volumes. Means aluminium, 1 kg of aluminium may not be equal to in volume of 1 kg of gold, right? Because its density is hugely different. The aluminium density 2.7 kg. So can you tell me which element, aluminium or gold, which have the more volume as when we compare both of them, aluminium and gold, which will have more volume? Yes,
Sir,
what is
aluminium will have more volume, sir.
anyone else?
सर क्योंकि गोल्ड की डेंसिटी बहुत ज्यादा है तो वो कंजस्टेड होगा थोड़ी जगह में
Exactly. Mass per unit
यूज पूरा
volume,
हो
है ना?
जाएगा.
Yes. So aluminum will have more volume as compared to gold. Exactly, you are right. So similarly, when you compare with water and normal water and seawater, seawater has more density because seawater contains so much salt in it, so much other impurities, everything else. So it is very much saltish and hard water as compared to the normal water. So it will be a more density of alcohol, ethyl, mercury, etc. have different densities. Look at here, water, density of water and density of ice. Density of ice is less than the water density, means it occupies more volume. So most important thing is what pressure in fluids, pressure inside fluid, pressure outside fluid, right? Means this pressure in fluids means when you place some object inside the liquid, inside the fluid, how much pressure it will feel. Either it will be same as on the surface of the fluid, outside the fluid, as it is in atmospheric pressure, or it will be different when you place it in some vessel containing some fluid. So as clear in the figure, when you place in it is when a body completely sink in the fluid, it it will be it will feel pressure from all the sides. It will be pressurized. It will, molecules of the fluids will exert force from all the sides. If it has the same dimension from all sides, it will feel the same pressure, equal number of probability with the equal number of collisions from all the sides. So it will feel the perpendicular force surface in a fluid at rest. So its unit is Pascal, pressure, unit pressure. You have so many other units. So try to find some other units of pressure. It is somewhere pounds are also used, somewhere atmospheric pressure, somewhere in millibar, also unit of the uh, pressure. So list out all the units of the pressure and where it will be preferred. Somewhere Pascal is used, somewhere millibar. So, and mostly atmospheric pressure is also used as a unit of the pressure. So, what is the effect of the depth inside the fluid? Rather, its pressure remains same when you place.
सर जैसे 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 डेप्थ बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे प्रेशर बढ़ता जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली बढ़ता जाएगा. इट मीन ये किसका और आपकी तरफ से आवाज बच्चों के पीछे से आ रही है. Okay. So although liquid molecules are same, which are exerting force from all the sides, but impact of gravity and volume above the surface of the object inside the liquid also made an impact. Uh, Both depth from the top of the liquid fluid surface and top of the object which is placed inside some fluid uh, is h, denoted by small h. So force acting force is equal to mg, which is equal to the weight of the object. So when you put the mass instead of mass, put the density into volume. So we get this link. Here AH is the volume, area into height, and this is the gravity. So force per pressure is basically force per unit area. So when you define and put the value this equation into in terms of in this equation force per unit area, so you see that where the increase in the high depth basically uh, pressure will increase. So if external pressure is also present, it must be added. External pressure means because it will be different at the different uh, altitudes from the surface of the earth. At sea level, it will be different. It will have more pressure, atmospheric pressure, as compared to mountain heights. So, as we know, at the mountains, at the hill peaks, the pressure reduced, atmospheric pressure reduced considerably. So, it will be definitely be, feel different pressure at those altitudes. So what will be the pressure at the bottom of the lake where it has the depth of 20 meters? So now you can measure the simply guess how with the simply increase in the depth or a decrease in the depth from in the lake, pressure will be decreased if a swimmer uh, goes into the depth of the lake during swimming. So it will definitely pressure will be increased on its body. So atmospheric gauge and absolute pressure, there are different gauges to measure the pressure. We will discuss later about the gauges and what is absolute pressure. So you might have observed this experiment. What happened when you uh, place a straw inside the water? Just consider this would be a vessel, liquid, and you are pressing. You are put some straw inside this liquid, and if you pull the this straw outside from the water without placing finger over it, so all the water will again drop into the water. But when you place some finger over the straw while it is in the water surface, so you will see that there will be some water remain inside this straw, and although there will be some air gap between water surface and just shown in the figure. So this would be the water. So and here this is the portion which is empty at its pressure. So why it happened? What is the reason of this uh, observation? Why it happened? Why water contained within the straw, even some gravity is acting on it? So, so try to think about this and let me know what you have for what is the reason of the, this thing. Pressure less because it plus weight of the water must balance atmosphere. तो इसको जरा मैं सेंड कर दूंगा आपको, लेकिन आप जरा इसको सोचिएगा what would be the reason. So timing running, but we have still 10 minutes. Okay. So, so one of the most important principle, what most important law in order to study the flow of the fluids, in order to make it more convenient, make it more useful for human beings, or in our industry, in our appliances, in our applications, large scale applications. Pascal's principle is one of the fundamental principles. which is used at so many places, so many in industries in our world around us. So it is it is simply tell you how can we transfer the pressure or reduce our effort by just using the properties of the fluids. It totally depends upon the properties of the fluids and how we can reduce our effort. Our purpose of to design the machines, to design different mechanical devices like hydraulic jacks and different machines is to reduce human efforts and to make it useful more and more. We can convert our effort easily into work. So it's all about the pressure conversion. So how to convert so that output pressure is equal to remain input pressure. So this is the conversion of the equation by just by definition. So in this figure, you can see area are different. A1 is the input and A2 on the output side, and where you have to lift some load. There you can see areas are small, and on the other side, area is very large. So this is the how this is the ratio force output over force input is would be equal to the area output over area input. So we'll see it. Look at the figure on this side, input side. You are pressing this piston toward in downward direction, which is pushing the water through these pipes and which exerts the force in upward direction now to cap the load. Because on this side area is different, the force per unit area as compared to the output side, what will you see? What can you see about this one? Which thing must be changed now? If area is small, force per unit area, more pressure will be produced on the input side, which ultimately can transfer into less pressure, less load. So pressure, this is how the measured the pressure. So I think you must have studied about measuring pressure, how to measure the pressure using the mercury gauges. It works on the principle of the pressure difference. On which side pressure will be more, it will be have the more depth, and if on the other side pressure is less, it will have the more height. This is this principle. Okay, now we have only 4 minutes. So this is up to now. You may ask the questions in couple of minutes, next couple of minutes. We will continue after 5 minutes. Please, you may ask the question.
सर आपने ये वाली स्लाइड्स नहीं शेयर की अभी तक?
हाँ, ये आप हाँ मैं सेंड करूंगा आपको ये आज ये कंप्लीट कर
ओके सर।
ठीक है। So our next topic is very important, buoyancy. What is buoyancy? Up to now, we have studied that fluid exert pressure or object feel the pressure from all the sides when it is placed into the surface of the into the body of the fluids. But now, buoyancy is such a concept when some body is placed inside some fluid also exerts force in upward direction. When gravity, basically, because due to gravity, it is pulled down towards the in the direction of the gravitational force. But fluid also exerts some force in upward direction. So this experience of upward force is called the buoyancy. So what is the effect of the buoyancy? How much it is important? So I will continue in next couple of few minutes